plumbing is one of the great mysteries of your modern civilization.
Charlie, do you have to make so much noise, mate?
Oh, well, that's because all the aforementioned pipes are interconnected, see? Ancient and modern. It's a bloody mystery, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, it needs to be solved. Jeannie's gone out on strike until all of this is fixed, and it's costing me money.
Yeah, well, it's going to cost you a damn sight more, too, because I've got to get behind this wall.
Charlie! Charlie!
Oh, yeah. Bunch of fluffy ducks, thanks, mate. No problem. Oh, no. I'm going to have to take the rest of this wall down to get me hammers back.
Watch it!
Doesn't matter. Got another one.
Give me that.
Hang on a minute. What have we got here? La.
What is it?
Treasure.
What's going on here?
Raising money for the kindergarten. She baked most of it herself, bless her. I don't know where we'd be without her.
Hey! What? Aaron, this is just beautiful. It's some kind of journal. I mean, the mildew's got to a bit of it, but you can still read it. And look at the handwriting. It's just gorgeous.
A copper plate, the handwriting?
Yeah, I think so. Wouldn't mind showing it to a few kids these days. You know, they just don't teach proper penmanship anymore.
It's so old-fashioned.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Imperial. Jeannie.
I must be in love.
So you're coming back, are you?
I have never
Yes.
felt such tremulousness.
You know, it's only a few specks of rust in the water. It is not a typhoid epidemic, for God's sake.
Rhymes even.
Jeannie!
God, that woman is more trouble than she's worth. Honestly.
A little bit faded. It's a nice book. Enjoy.
Thank you.
See you, ladies.
Oh, my God. Adam?
What?
Look at this. Hang on, I'll go back. There was nothing else to be done. I was heartbroken. I picked up the poker from the fire and struck him forcefully on the back of the head. God forgive me, I killed him. I killed the man I loved.
A 100-year-old murder, if it is one at all.
It's not that old. It's been hidden behind a wall for maybe 40 or 50 years.
Pretty florid prose. I mean, for all we know, it could be fiction.
Oh, look, that's not fiction. Now, look, I know now there is a hell, for I discovered it last night in the railway waiting room. This is written from the heart. It's a journal, and whoever wrote it committed
Chrissy,
murder.
whoever wrote it's probably dead themselves.
Maybe, but don't you think you ought to find out? I mean, there's no statute of limitations on murder,
You're
is there?
watching too much telly.
Is there?
No, there isn't, but there's no name here, and most of the entries are written in the first person, so we've got no idea who it is.
A woman, definitely.
How do you know that?
I am one, that's how. Look, there can't have been that many murders in Mount Thomas back then, especially in the railway station waiting room.
No, well, it'd help if she or he had used names instead of initials. I mean, this E apparently seems to be the victim, but, I mean, who is it? E?
Elizabeth?
Edward, Egbert, whatever. It's a man. It's a love story. It's a love story that goes wrong and ends up in murder.
Well, it reads like a historical romance, yeah? Not that I've ever read one.
Look, are you going to investigate this or not?
I'll look at it more closely and then make a decision after I've been through this lot with PJ. I'm sorry, Chris, but we do have a few contemporary crimes to deal with.
All right. I'll find out how it got into my cellar in the first place. Oh, hi, do you need a lift? So the boss wouldn't do anything about it? He was absolutely pathetic, but I'm not that easy to fob off, I can tell you.
Hey, do you know we have to deliver a summons at the junction? I can talk to Brian Neal.
Dash.
No, that's the nerdy railway yard guy. He always knows
know who
everything
he
that goes
is.
on at the station.
Whatever you can find out will be great. I'll go and get your lunches, provided the rest of my staff haven't gone out in sympathy.
The boss is going to chuck a fit.
No, you see, because we've got to do those vandalism cases, right? So while we're there, we can make an unofficial inquiry.
And get an unofficial reprimand. No, thank you.
Here
I've
we
been there,
go.
done that.
I promised Tommy some lammies.
Oh, thanks. We've ordered lunch, though.
Lamingtons aren't lunch, they're a treat. And I promised Tommy $6.
40 metres are 50 mil, Cheryl, not 50 metres are 40 mil. Yeah, well, I have to shout to be heard over you, don't I? Forget it. I'll go down myself.
Hey, do you want to buy some lamingtons?
Poison a couple. I'll take them home for the minister.
Here's the lunches. Charlie, where are you going?
Out. And I might be some time.
Charlie, you get back here.
Tradesmen, law unto themselves.
Scratch marks is 2 words.
So, they didn't actually break in this time?
Well, not actually in, no. But this whole place is historically valuable. I mean, we've just done it up. It's our locomotive heritage.
Yes, I know. Look, we're going to keep asking around. Isn't it amazing how railway yards seem to attract so much crime?
Oh, yes. The stats are quite alarming. Vandalism, general type mischief, compromising track integrity.
Murder.
Oh, no, there hasn't been anything like that around here, no. Well, not since 1946.
Really? 1946?
Yeah, April 1946. There was a murder in the waiting room. Never solved.
Is that right?
Edward Malone. He'd been there all night, lying in front of the fire. We had open fireplaces then. Well, that was before they were phased out later.
How did he actually die, this Edward Malone?
He was beaten to death, if I recall. I never found out who did it. The case was jinxed, you see.
What do you mean, jinxed?
Well...
See, the detective who first investigated it was run over by a tram in Melbourne and died. The second one had a heart attack. No wonder it was never solved.
No wonder we don't take you seriously.
That could be true.
Oh, yes, right. Now, ghosts still walk the platform at night, but they don't get any work done either. Thanks, Nick. Good on you.
I thought you were just supposed to be serving a summons on Arthur Willow.
Yeah, that needing all the lamingtons.
We were just checking out the station.
I told you both I don't want you conducting your
sorry
own
to interrupt.
investigation.
I've just checked with the Coronial Services Centre now. The body of an Edward Malloy was found at the Mount Thomas station waiting room on the 11th of April 1946 and the case was never solved. Looking for something?
Oh, for God's sake, Dash, don't sneak up on people like that.
Look, the boss was wondering if you'd like to come down to the station. He's got a few things to talk over with you.
About the journal.
Yes, he thinks he owes you an apology.
I was right. Charlie, it's about bloody time. Get your butt in here, will you?
Don't you start. I'm here, aren't I? I am overcoming a major emotional obstacle here, but I'm working. It was an emergency of a highly personal nature.
Yes, well, this is an emergency of a highly professional nature. Can you get in here and start work?
The minister's cuckolding me. Betraying the marital trust.
The minister?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she's making the beast with 2 backs. With a colleague, no less. I mean, I can't even show me face down at the plumbing supplies now. It's a professional and personal debacle. A bloody killer.
Must be the curse.
What curse?
I don't know anything about a curse, but there was a murder at the railway station in 1946. Melbourne man by the name of Edward Malloy, beaten to death.
See?
So have you got any idea how the journal came to be in your cellar?
No, but presumably whoever hid it there thought their secret would be safe forever.
Well, it almost worked. It would have too if you hadn't got Charlie in to do the plumbing. How old's that part of the pub?
Oh, that part only dates back to the 1950s because it was damaged in the fires, of course. A whole lot of people sheltered from the fires down in the cellar. The diary must have been hidden then.
Any idea who?
No, but it might read a mention in the local papers of the time. I could check out the library if
We're
you like.
always very happy to receive assistance from the public, Chris, but
Are
just
you?
leave this to us for now. We'll let you know if you can be of any
Are
more
you sure?
help. Yes,
You know,
quite
it's no
sure.
trouble.
Thank you. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
boss, we've got a few more of the pages unstuck.
Did you find a name?
Yeah, no, well, there's mention of an uncle who was
B.
the B, and then the father, who was
J.
Now, they talk about church outings and a shop. E visits father.
That is the aunt.
The aunt E visits father at the haberdashery. What else have we got?
Oh, look, forget what I said.
Chris,
It's probably
Chris.
fiction, just as PJ said. Give it
Chris,
to me,
this
Tom,
is no longer
please.
your property.
I found
It's
it in my
evidence
cellar.
in a murder inquiry which you instigated.
Tom, who wrote it?
Winifred Starling.
Whole life. When I was a young woman, this was my only true friend. The only one I could really talk to.
Miss Starling, did you kill Edward Malloy?
I hit him with a poker.
What happened?
It's in the journal.
Well, yes, but we need to know how and why. You see, most of it is illegible.
Edward, he jilted me. He was very cruel. We had an argument. I followed him to the station and...
Intending to kill him?
Oh, swear. I just lost my temper and I hit him and I panicked when I couldn't wake him up.
So what did you do?
I ran home. I never told anyone.
Except the journal.
Kept it since I was a girl. I was a lonely child, you see.
You had a brother, though, didn't you?
We were never very close and Father was strict. There was no one to talk to.
So you wrote it down?
Yes. I thought it would be my secret.
Why did you hide it in the cellar of the pub?
It was bushfires, 51. I thought we were going to die.
So you took shelter in the cellar?
I soaked strips of my petticoat in beer and wrapped up the journal and put it in a crack in the wall.
Where it stayed until now?
The fires got really close. They burnt down part of the back wall of the pub, you know, and we had to get out in a hurry.
Well, why didn't you go back for it later?
They'd already started building the new support wall, and it seemed providential somehow that my secret was buried forever. It's a relief, really. I've spent years with it. Here.
You've been trying to atone for it ever since, Winifred.
All the Christian acts in the world can't make up for murder, can they?
Look, it's an open and shut case. We've got a verbal and a written confession. I've got to get on to homicide.
I know you do, but we're talking about 40 years ago.
There's no statute
We're also
of
talking
limitation.
about a woman who's lived an exemplary life for every one of those 40 years. She has crucified herself over this one mistake.
Boss, that makes no difference. You know that as well as I do.
Can't you at least wait for the coroner's report to get here?
Maggie, she's confessed.
Hey, why don't Adam and I go and see what else we can find out? I bet you that Brian guy knows a bit more.
Not him. He's got to be the most boring
All
bloke
right.
alive.
You do what you have to do, PJ.
Boss, we can use our discretion here, can't we? I mean, she does so much good work, but maybe it's not in the community's interest to charge her.
I'm not looking at charging her yet. I want to talk to the Office of Public Prosecutions first.
All right, you do that and I'll get on to homicide.
40 years is a long time.
I'm just doing my job, man.
She loved him.
She hit him with a fire poker.
Well, if you jilted me, I might do the same. Look, can we just give her a break?
How?
Well, let me talk to her. There might be something I can find out that'll help her.
What?
Please.
I don't want to talk about it.
I thought you might like to be brought up to date.
You know what I'd like? I'd like you to drop it.
Look, I'm going as softly as I can. PJ's looking into it, and I'm not going to charge her until I talk to the Office of Public
You
Prosecutions.
can't charge her, Tom. She's an old lady.
know that.
She'd never heard a fly.
Wouldn't she? She murdered somebody. You read
Oh,
her
I wish
journal.
I'd never found that bloody book. It really is cursed. Oh, look, you can't charge her.
Charge
You do
who?
This is
Not old Winnie.
This is none of your business, Leela.
Why have you carted her off, Tommy?
I
you gonna
haven't
tell her?
carted anybody off.
They're charging her with murder.
We're not charging her with anything. We have not charged anyone. Look, you were the one that wanted all this. You were the one that brought us the journal and got all excited and wanted us to investigate it. It's a police matter, Nosy.
I'm not nosy.
Police matter be buggered.
That's ridiculous.
Charlie? Charlie? Charlie?
I'm sorry, Christine. A touch of overzealousness with a sliggy.
Hey, with the booze. You've been drinking, Charlie, haven't you?
That is a vile calumny. Calumny.
What do you call this then?
I think you better go home, Charlie, before you do yourself an injury.
I am going. I'm on my way. But I did try to warn you that I wasn't up to it because of my domestic heave-up.
I don't care, Charlie. Now, you've got to pay for this and you've got to pay for this mess. Now, go home and sober up.
Call a taxi. You're not driving anywhere. In fact, give me the keys to the ute.
I am not in the ute. I'm in the van. Mind the coppers!
Irish logic.
I can access the archives for more information if you like. And then there's the back issues of the Gazette.
Well, we're already on to that. The boss just thought with your wealth of knowledge.
Oh, I see. Well, I do recall reading that the station poker was used as evidence, and there was a lot of speculation about the character of the victim.
His what?
Character of dubious repute, they reckon. He was something of a racing identity.
What would that have meant?
Well, post-war, probably a euphemism for black marketeer. They reckon he owed money to half Victoria when he died.
Well, thanks for your help. If you do find out anything in the archives...
Oh, I'll call you, of course.
That'd be great.
Bye.
So, wonder how dear sweet old Winifred Starling got tied up with a crook like Edward Malloy?
Don't know he's a crook. It's all hearsay, isn't it?
Maybe she didn't know either. Wouldn't be the first time an innocent got caught up with a lie and a cheat.
Oh, boss,
Thomas
the
Station back on
newspaper
main
clippings have just come through from the library.
All right, let me know if anything comes up. Is Winifred all right?
Yeah, she's out. She's fine. She's fine. She went into that cake store. Look at the donut she gave me. Look at
Cake stall?
Well, what could I do? She insisted on going. I wasn't
They'll
gonna
all
stop
be
her.
down there doing the Miss Marple on her, for God's sake. Nick, I told you to take her home.
Happy donut.
No.
Boss, Edward Malloy wasn't squeaky clean at all. He had a lot of people after him for money.
Yes, but none of them are confessing to killing him, are they?
Well, maybe there's more to this than Miss Starling's telling us. Maybe there's somebody else involved.
What, like robbery, you mean?
No, blackmail attempt, I don't know.
Well, we need to look under every rock.
Here you go. Here's the coroner's report.
Well, may I turn the page?
Yes. This blows your robbery theory.
It's just a thought, not a theory.
The deceased's pocketbook remained in his jacket. It contained the sum of £37. That's a fair bit of cash in those days.
And the injuries were caused by the deceased being struck on the back of the head some 7 times. That's odd.
I haven't read it yet, hang on.
And the victim was rendered unconscious by the first blow, and that the latter blows certainly resulted in death. The papers said it was a violent attack. This report supports that. Now, I can't see Winifred Starling whacking anybody over the head 7 times, can you?
So what did she say?
She swears she only hit him once.
Well, then somebody else has to be involved.
Unless she's still lying, eh?
Yes, well, we need to find out more about what actually went on with this Malloy bloke.
Yeah, so what is the definition of being jilted? Doesn't it mean being left at the altar or something?
Oh, being unfaithful?
Breaking an engagement.
First thing tomorrow, we check the newspapers to see if there was supposed to be a wedding or something. I mean, there is definitely something she's not telling us.
Here we go. Kitchen's still out of action, so there's no chips you can blame here.
Me? What did I do?
You got me involved in this whole Winifred Starling
No, I
thing.
didn't. You
So
got
Charlie's
us
now
involved.
giving me the run.
Anyone who gives Charlie Clark a job deserves bad luck.
Well, exactly. He's all right until you lot got involved, and now the kitchen's out of action, and it's Lamington's
Must be the curse.
until further notice. It might be. Anyway, it's $8. I'll put it on the tab.
$8? Well, they gold-plated.
I think I've had enough of desiccated cake.
Mount Thomas Police Service.
Anything?
No, there's nothing in the earlier papers and nothing in church records.
This is crazy, eh? I mean, we've got a confession and we're trying to disprove it.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, why admit to hitting him but lie about the number of times?
Well, maybe she thought that bashing someone's head in wasn't ladylike.
We could try a female perspective.
A female perspective.
On the book, read between the lines. It takes one to know one. Would you agree? I agree with that, then.
Cheers. Hello. Oh, it was Frank Wade. He's just complaining about a big stoush at Charlie Clark's place last night. Broken glasses, chairs, screaming, the lot.
Well, Charlie wasn't at the pub this morning either.
It's all locked up. Not like Charlie and Cheryl. I didn't even think they owned a set of house keys.
Yeah, but what about the dog? He's usually all over us by now. Hey, Dylan? Dylan! Is he all right?
Yes, I think he's all right.
Charles Clark, look at your trousers. A bit of an accident with tomato sauce, eh? The detective wants to see you. Hey, PJ, your clumsy mate's here. How'd he go to hospital?
Yeah, got him checked out and he's fine.
Oh, yeah, sure. A box of fluffy ducks, all of them dead bastards. I've just been beaten within an inch of my life.
It's not even your blood. Superficial bruising, no cuts, and a shot.
Well, the other bloke must be a bit of a mess,
He
Charlie.
says he can't remember a thing.
I can't.
Oh, yes. Come on, we'll jog your memory.
Look,
Come
I
on.
should be in bed. I'm in pain.
No, mate, that should be I'm a pain.
Oh, PJ, is there anything new with Winifred's tongue?
Maggie. She knows all about it.
Mags, what's it say? Oh, it's just so sad. She talks about the modesty and dignity, and back here about her shame. What would she have been so ashamed of? You were pregnant, weren't you, Miss Darling?
What makes you think that, dear?
But to whom can I speak of my sins? To confess the latter, I must confess the first, and that is a shame.
Shame I could not bear.
Miss Darling, I'd like to help you, but you'll have to tell me.
I don't want any help, dear. You're going to go to prison for what I've done. All the good deeds, all the cake stalls and the fundraisers and the library stalls, none of it was paid for his life. And
wasn't there anybody you could ever talk to?
Nobody. Innocent. Poor and plain. Little spinster, little Starling.
It was Edward's child, wasn't it? How many months were you?
4 months. It wasn't like today. It was a very shameful thing to be unmarried. And
what did he say when you told him?
Laughed. He said that I would have to sort it out myself. He meant he'd kill the baby. And he turned his back and laughed. I just hit him.
Do you know how many times you hit him?
Oh, I loved him. And he laughed at me. I don't know.
I don't know. I told you I was a bit under the weather with the odd beverage. The first thing I remember is waking up in the back of the ute with young Dash McKinley leaning over me. Thought all my dreams had come true for a minute there.
Charlie, we found you covered with someone else's blood. Half of Mount Thomas heard you making threats against your wife, who's now missing. Everything is my business.
Oh, she's taken off, hasn't she?
Oh, has she?
Yes. With Dazza. Daryl McBloody Guinness, that Judas.
Who's Daryl McGuinness?
Oh, he's the reason I got plastered. He's the plumber's rep I deal with. It transpires that the Minister for War has been having a few little skirmishes on the side.
Right. And did Cheryl tell you that she was having an affair with this bloke?
That's one length of pipe I didn't order. She told me yesterday and then spent half of last night rubbing my nose in it.
So, what happened when you told her?
Well, what do you think happened? We had a flaming row and I got soused.
Charlie, did you hit her?
No. Well, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't remember. Look, our fights, they're not like a heavyweight boxing match, you know, dance around a bit, bite off an ear or two and they're all over it. Our fights are... They're of epic proportions, you know, except I don't remember the end of this one.
What?
Oh, it's just I was ropeable and she told me he was coming over to take her away and... What if I killed the both of them?
Right, Constable, run a check on this Darren McGuinness, please.
Yep.
Now, Charles, we're going to take a trip over to your place. Am I going to need a warrant?
No.
Don't touch anything, thanks, Charles. Charlie, what's going on?
Oh, God.
And she doesn't know how many times she hit him.
No, she's really upset. She couldn't be specific.
Oh, thanks, Doyle. Well done.
So what do we do now? Do we slap the cuffs on?
Where is she?
Well, she's finished her library rounds and she's gone back to the pub to clear up the women's league stuff.
Well, what happens now is you keep going with these, and Doyle, you and Schultz had better go and pick up Winifred.
Oh, boss.
Look, I can only use my discretion up to a point. We know she did it, and now, thanks to Doyle, we know she lied about why she did it. Look, she's admitted to hitting him. She has to be charged with murder.
Any chance for a cup of tea, white with 2 sugars?
What did you have to find that book for, Charlie?
I've been asking that myself.
Go on. PJ, Darryl McGuinness hasn't turned up for work. His boss is a bit worried about him.
Oh, better luck with Cheryl, eh? Go on.
Hey! Hey, have a look at that. The picture.
Mayor's cricket match. Miss Winifred Starling and Miss Letitia Bloy.
Well, maybe if they go back that far, Letitia can tell us something.
Letitia?
Yeah, Letitia. And if you tell anybody, I'll have your guts for a garter belt.
Sorry, Leland. So, you were friends with Winifred Starling in the 40s?
Oh, not really. Her family was a bit stuck up, so they kept their distance from the rest of us. Thought they were better than we were.
Yeah, but what about now? You're friends now?
Well, not really that close. She's a bit of a loner. Maybe she's a bit embarrassed.
Why?
Oh, you know, secrets, skeletons in the cupboard.
Yes, we know. We know about them.
The baby.
Yeah.
Do you know what they did when they found out? Her parents.
I was sent away to my aunt's to have the child. It was supposed to be a secret. But I think people knew.
What happened after you'd had the baby?
I was packed off home as soon as I was strong enough.
And the baby?
Nobody'd ever tell me anything about him. I never saw him again. Why do you need to know all this?
We're looking for people who can support your story. Constable McKinley's gone out to your aunt's farm already.
So people did know. I haven't spoken to that side of the family for over 40 years, not since they told me about my boy dying. I only ever saw him the night that he was born. He was so beautiful. James. I called him James.
How did he die?
She wouldn't even tell me. Said the whole mess was best forgotten. Mess.
Are there any other relatives?
I don't know. It's been over 40 years. Perhaps I'm meant to see this out by myself. That must be my punishment.
Miss Starling, what's your aunt's name? Ethel McAteer.
She was a tough old bird.
Was?
Yes, she died about 6 months ago.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, I'm sorry I can't be more help to you.
No, that's right. She didn't have any relatives at all, did she?
Not that I know of. She was a widow. One of her sons was killed in Vietnam and the other one died in his teens, I think.
No regular visitors?
Only one.
Well, you can't remember their name, can you?
No, sorry. I do recall that he always used to come with gifts. I suppose that's why I remember him, because he never turned up empty-handed.
Like, flowers, chocolates?
No, gifts. Knickknacks, ornaments, that sort of thing. Some of them were genuine antiques.
About 6 foot, balding with short brown hair and a beard, but she's not sure. She thinks he might have wore glasses, and she kind of thinks he's from St. David's, but she's not sure.
Oh, well, it's a start, I suppose.
Is this personal, is it?
I beg your pardon?
First, you do your absolute best to upset and worry me over a so-called murder that should have been laid to rest years ago. But now you arrest my plumber. You're trying to run me out of business or
He's
something?
not under arrest. He's being held for questioning. We are conducting an investigation.
Another for once. Haven't you lot got enough to do or something?
Thank you.
Boss, no sign of McGuinness or Cheryl anywhere.
Thank you, Cooper.
Yeah, no, it looks like they've disappeared
Thanks
right
very
off the face.
Cooper?
Oh, boss, the test on the bloodstains will be about another hour.
Bloodstains?
What's he done? Well, Daryl McGuinness and Cheryl Clark have gone missing, so what do you reckon he's done?
Oh. Hello, Leela. How's Merv?
Have you charged him?
Who?
Charlie.
Leela, I don't think that's really any of your business.
I don't think they have, but Tom's going to stick the homicide squad onto Winifred, though.
Chris?
He is.
Isn't there something we can do?
Come on, Maggie, isn't there anything?
Well, you can go back to 1946 and find some witnesses for me. That'd help.
Cyril Edgbaston.
Cyril Edgbaston?
Well, he was the biggest gossip in town for years.
Would he know anything about Winifred Starling?
He'd know everything about everything.
Hey, Christine, where's that bastard Charlie Clark? He's had me off up the back of Burke.
Daryl! Mr McGuinness, is it?
Yeah?
Oh, Mr Clark's going to be very happy to see you.
Well, I doubt that very much. I'll have his gizzards on a spit.
You'll have to get permission from her boss first.
Oh, yeah, why's that?
Because we have Mr Clark in custody, sir. For killing you.
I mean, her and me. Is she crazy? Need a chair and a whip. Have you seen the woman?
Not recently. She's disappeared.
Look, I haven't been near Cheryl bloody Clark. I'm scared stiff of her.
You've had no relationship with her?
No.
You got no idea where she is?
No.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
Yesterday, Arvo. Now, she ordered some PVC piping from me and arranged for me to take it way up past Widgery today to deliver the bloody stuff.
Oh, yeah, who to?
Who to? To bloody nobody. I get there, I find a bloody deserted homestead. There's no signal on my mobile. It's a 3-hour drive back.
So Cheryl sent you on a wild goose chase?
That's right, damn near wasted the whole bloody day for nothing.
Those blood tests are ready for you, Mum.
Good on you. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be long, boss. Mate, you're going to love this. It's not Charlie Clark's blood. It's not Cheryl Clark's blood. It's not Daryl McGuinness's blood.
Well, how on earth do they know that? They haven't got samples for comparison.
I know that, mate, because they've tested. It's not even human's blood. It's pig's blood.
How?
You were set up.
And it's not too hard to work out by who.
You're bloody right it's not. I am gonna... Who?
Your wife. Cheryl, the Minister for War.
She is not having an affair with Dazza.
But why would she set me up?
Well, you'll have to ask her that, won't you, Charlie?
I will. I bet she's at the Kaiser's.
Who?
Her mother's. There's an ugly woman. She's never liked me.
We went round to the Kaiser's palace. She's not there. Hasn't seen her.
Did she say that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then that's false report to police, and you might have to arrest her. Do the old biddy good.
He's right.
He is?
I am.
And if he's right about the mother-in-law, he's right about Cheryl too.
Eh?
False report to police.
But your mate Daryl wasn't the only one who was sent in a wild goose chase.
All right, Nick, you and Cooper go and grab Cheryl Clark and put the fear of God into her. Teach her to waste our valuable time.
Us put the fear of God into her. It's more like the other way around, I'd say.
Cyril, who?
Edgbaston.
It's the name of a cricket
He
ground.
says there was more than one weapon. The poker knocked Malloy out, but that is all it did. He was killed with his own walking stick.
How does this Cyril Edgbaston know that?
His brother was the assisting pathologist at the autopsy.
Oh, Max, get out of it. How convenient is this?
Well, you reckon he's making it up?
Of course he is. Look, he's protecting Winifred
Can
like
we just stick to
everyone
the
else.
evidence, please, folks? Now, why wasn't this walking stick mentioned in the coroner's report?
Because the coroner refused to admit that he was wrong. Just check the records. Angus Edgbaston, he was the assistant coroner circa 1946.
All right, but surely he would have pursued the matter of the stick.
What for? No one was ever accused.
Until now.
Okay, all right. Just say that this stick exists.
Winifred didn't do it then.
Yeah, we just got to find a 50-year-old walking stick.
Mount Thomas 208 to Mount Thomas Station.
Mount Thomas Station, go ahead, McKinley.
Look, boss, I have tried every gift, antique and knick-knack shop between here and Africa, and no one seems to know Aunt Ethel's visitor.
All right, McKinley, give it up. There's too much else to do.
Roger that, Mount Thomas. Except there is one with a back out to lunch sign in the window. I might as well hang around for that one.
All right, McKinley.
Cyril, where have you been
Mount Thomas
hiding?
Station, going back
At her
out.
mum's place?
You got a bit of explaining to do.
I'll say she bloody has. I've been scared out of me combobulation.
Good, you were supposed to be.
What?
How long's it been since you've come to bed sober?
3 weeks on Tuesday.
See, he knows and he still doesn't care.
So, Cheryl, you did all of this to teach Charlie a lesson.
I had to get through to him somehow. I couldn't take watching him blotto himself every day.
So you lied to him about Daryl McGuinness?
I thought maybe it'll make him take a good hard look at himself.
And what did he do?
What he's always done. Got drunk, passed out. All right, time for plan B, I'm thinking. So I carried him out the ute and tipped pig's blood over him.
Did you mess the house up as well?
Yep. I put blood on an old dress, went up Mum's died.
And Mr. McGuinness?
I set that up the night before. Sent him way up whoop whoop. Well, the idea was to make Charlie think we'd run off together.
But if you and Darryl were both dead, then that would work even better.
That's right.
What about the shiner? Now, did you do that?
No, I couldn't hurt the poor little bugger. He did it falling over the buffet.
Have you got any idea how much work that you've created for us?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Hasham, but I had to do something, didn't I?
You're a lucky fella, Charlie.
Lucky?
Lucky. You got someone like Cheryl who cares for you that much?
Well, you did all that because you cared.
I did it because I love you, you stupid fool. Didn't you realise that?
When I walked into that kitchen today and I thought I would rather face a herd of rampaging elephants than do anything to harm you, Cheryl.
Oh, come here, my little stud muffin.
Oh, sorry to bother you. Just wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for a middle-aged man, about 6 foot, with short brown hair, a little bit of balding, possibly with glasses and a beard.
Ethel used to say that my real mother abandoned me and that she was dead. Just before she died herself, Ethel told me that that wasn't true. But she wouldn't tell me my mother's name.
Did she ever say why?
Oh. She said the whole thing had been a terrible scandal and it was best if it died with her.
Mr. Wilson, James, if I may. Did your aunt ever mention anything about a death in a railway station in 1946?
Uncle Bill used to tell the story after he'd had a few nips every couple of years. Oh, we've heard it all before, Bill, Ethel would say.
Was there ever any mention of a walking stick in the story?
No, but Bill's brother Jack had a stick, though. Took it everywhere with him. He used to whisper to it. He was very strange about it.
I don't suppose you know if anyone's still got that stick.
Sorry, no idea.
Would you excuse us, please, Mr. Wilson? I know where to look.
This is it. It was Jack's, my father's. He insisted I have it just before he passed away.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Starling. Now, we'd like to ask if you'd come back down to the station with us. There's somebody that we'd like you to meet.
Come on through. Nearly there, Mr. Wilson.
Okay.
Winifred Starling, James Wilson.
Hello.
Mr. Wilson, is this the walking stick that you described to Detective Hasham?
Well, yeah, yes, I think it is.
The stick belonging to old Jack?
Yes, I'm sure it is.
Jack?
Jack Starling, Winifred. Your father? His grandfather. This gentleman's name is Wilson because Ethel McAteer changed it. Originally, it was Starling. James Starling. He's your son.
James? My James? No, he's dead.
Miss Starling, you were lied to. You both were. You were each told that the other had died.
Truly?
This is that baby that was taken away from you.
Oh. Right, let's get some water, please. All right.
There was a discrepancy with the coroner's report. Apparently, there were 2 weapons. The blow that you struck him with the poker didn't kill him, it only knocked him out.
Oh, it was in the papers the next day. He was dead.
No, Winifred, somebody else did that.
No, I did it.
No, I don't think so. The majority of blows were struck with this.
You think my grandfather committed the murder?
Yes, I do. Winifred, is it possible that your father followed you to the station that night?
He could have.
And Jack was even angrier with Malloy than you were. After you'd gone, leaving him unconscious, your father really laid into him with this.
Are you saying that I didn't kill
Edward. Your father did. You all right?
Perhaps you better sit down.
Don't you got anything to do?
Oh, this fax just came in from the OPP. They want us to drop the case against Winifred Starling.
Good. File it, will you? It's not in the bin. Give it to me.
Chris. Oh, really?
Now, why are we not charging Cheryl?
Because the boss is a nice, gentle, caring copper, and because Cheryl will punch his lights out if he dared to.
Charlie and Cheryl are at it again. His souse, she apparently threw a chair at him and everything's back to normal.
Well, you know, Tom, I really thought that we were mates.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, I think that you owe me an apology.
So do I.
See?
I don't even want to get into your logic.
So does me.
Good night. Nice try, girl.
Well, it beats me why Charlie goes back to her.
Because he loves her. I mean, if you ask me, I'm amazed that she'd take him.
Charlie's all right underneath once he's soaked up a couple of the layers.
And so he would want to be. Cheryl risked a very heavy charge for his sake.
What? She gives him up to death and he's supposed to be grateful.
But as you said, he is very lucky to have somebody who cares to go to so much trouble. What are you thinking about?
I'd rather be single.
Really? Could be very dangerous.
Dangerous?
Somebody like me could take you on.
Pretty tough, huh?
You would be an absolute pushover.